touching vibes, we're here to stay. Wanna know? Don't wait, let's go. Dip a toe, join the Web3 flow. Take a step, explore the scene. Dip a toe, show, living the dream. From the ledger to the stars we climb. Crypto's future, it's our time. Dip a toe, yeah, take that chance. Join the vibe, let's crypto dance. Faces of crypto, stories we share. Early adopters, they're everywhere. From XRPL to the Web3 wave. Bold moves, only we're here to pay. Melissa and Simon, they light the way. Every week it's a crypto play. Wanna know? Don't wait, let's go. Dip a toe, join the Web3 flow. Take a step, explore the scene. Dip a toe, show, living the dream. From the ledger to the stars we climb. Crypto's future, it's our time. Dip a toe, yeah, take that chance. Join the vibe, let's crypto dance. Let's crypto dance. No advice, just a spark to ignite. Do your research, keep your vision tight. Community strong, we're building the way. Dip a toe show, here to stay. Take a step, explore the scene. Dip a toe show, living the dream. From the ledger to the stars we climb. Crypto's future, it's our time. Dip a toe, yeah, take that chance. Join the vibe, let's crypto dance. So take a chance, don't be shy. Crypto's calling, we're reaching the sky. Join the movement, come take a look. Web3's rising, the world's been shook. Ooh.
The world's been shook. Ooh.
I love that part.
Better. One of these days, I'm going to learn all the words to my song.
Wait a minute. You're gonna. You're gonna learn all the words to your song.
I mean, how to sing.
I mean, like, were you writing it down on the cocktail napkin?
I wrote it.
Like,
No,
10 shots
I
of
wrote
tequila?
it.
What's going on?
I wrote it, but then I used Suno for the tune, right? So you
Oh,
gotta
I
get the
got you.
cadence and the way the words go and all of that. But I know the world's been shook. Ooh, that's what I love.
That's what I love about rap, man. Rap, we just come on a flow. We like a few lines, and then we just got a hook, and then we just keep it going. Yeah. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic for a hump day.
I love a good hump day. No pun intended.
I'm super excited. Guys, we have 17 people in here so far. Welcome to the Dip a Toe Show. Tonight on Faces of Crypto, we're diving deep into the XRP Ledger innovation with the first and third place winners from the 2026 XRP Las Vegas Shark Tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby. We're going to explore their winning pitches, the personal journeys behind their projects, their real world impact on the XRP Ledger, and what's next for these builders that are pushing the boundaries of crypto, NFTs, and all these decentralized tools. And so I'm super excited about that, Simon. This is right in your wheelhouse too, because some of the guests are like so, in your wheelhouse when it comes to the whole DJ thing and all of that. But first, I do want to say hello to the people in the audience. I see we have Crypto Dave, DCA, dollar cost average Crypto Dave's in the house. And of course, we have William. He was one of the first ones in the chat.
Love it.
Who else we've got?
Wait a minute. Whoa. Who did somebody beat Days?
Somebody beat Dave.
Oh my gosh.
Let me look. No, I lie.
Oh, I was
Silver
going to say,
Days.
we got to start sending out people these XRP cookies right here for like people who beat Silver Days in the chat.
Nobody beats Silver Days. Nobody can do it. That was at 3:20 p.m. that he posted that. So, we got Stone in the house. Welcome. Clay Howerton, Chaps, which is one of our guests, Sabalabla. I think that is the best crypto grandpa in the world. Number one, like grandpa. I think that's who that is. Who else do we have in here? I thought and we have Miss Kita, of course.
We always got Miss Kita in the
says,
house today. Very, very lovely to have Miss Kita.
Yeah. But tonight, Simon, we have Chastity Ashley, better known as Neon Pony. Now, she is a world touring DJ, drummer, and vocalist who blends her music career with blockchain innovation. As a co-founder of Ticketchain, she's built a decentralized NFT ticketing platform on the XRP Ledger that ensures artists get fair royalties on every resale and puts power back in the hands of the creators and fans. Her project stood out in Vegas by solving the scalping, high fees, and lack of artist compensation, and it's powered by the XRPL, speed and low cost. And joining Neon Pony, it's her co-founder, Tom Astley Williams, a seasoned artist manager, event producer, and nightlife entrepreneur with over 20 years in the music industry. And together they're turning Neon's artist vision into a fully functional NFT platform. Also, Ian Alexander, another co-founder, joined us as part of the Ticketchain family. So we're excited to have them. And then we also have the third place winners. We have Nabil, better known as Coin Miyamoto. There we go, Miyamoto. He's an artist, a meme appreciator, and a dedicated XRPL builder. He is the co-founder of Grid, Grid XRPL, and it's built by the Ooga Labs team. Grid provides essential infrastructure for the XRP Ledger, secure tools for token distribution, CSV uploads, real-time analytics, and turning basic websites into full experience. Joining Coin is his co-founder and fellow builder, Chaps. He is a hands-on XRPL developer and co-founder of Ooga Labs, known for his strong values and practical infrastructure work. So, Simon, what do you say we bring our guests in?
Get your hands off my chaps. Let's go. Welcome to the Dip a Toe, everybody.
Yeah.
We got everybody in here. Yeah, let's go. I am so excited. Welcome. We have Neon Pony. We have Coin and Chaps and Ian in the house right now. Bring the others in the event that they're able to join us. But before we start really diving in, kind of want to go around the room and have you guys tell us a little bit about yourselves. What's your background? How you got into crypto, and did you have an aha moment? And I guess we'll start with Coin and go to Chaps, and then Chastity and Neon Pony and Ian.
Hey, thank you for having me, Melissa and Simon, and hello to my guest and Chapo. So pretty much I started crypto back in 2020 with the NFT craze. I was heavy into sports and crypto, and then I've always been drawing, sketches and stuff. So when I saw the opportunity of the NFTs, I started getting into the communities and learning about the projects and how the projects are run. I was a moderator, I was an artist for some projects, and I started through Ethereum. And then some of my in real life friends, they were telling me, no, you should buy XRP, you should buy XRP. That was back in 2019, but I got into crypto in 2020 without XRP. And after Ethereum crash and everything happened, that's when I really put all my eggs on the XRP basket. And then I started being part of the community. And then ever since then, it's been 4 or 5 years. The rest is history. We've been building and grinding on the trenches.
Do you have history in building? And was tech always your path before you got into the XRP Ledger and building on the XRP Ledger?
So the only experience I have in building was just business. Web2, I had a CrossFit gym with my uncle, and that's my background in terms of management or having like a business or building. It's just like gym and fitness.
Wow. So you've come a long way.
Yeah.
You've come a very long way. Well, welcome to Dipito Faces of Crypto. Next up, we got Chaps. Chaps, tell us a little bit about yourself, sir.
Hey, thanks everyone for having us here. So I'm Chaps. Real name's Corey. So I've been in crypto for about 2 years, 3 years. Kind of stumbled into well, I shouldn't say crypto. I've always been a Bitcoin, Ethereum, just never really journeyed into the meme coin, the trenches, or anything like that. Didn't know what XRPL was like quarantined in my room a couple years back. My wife had me on lockdown, wouldn't let me come out because I had that one thing. And so I stumbled upon some spaces, and they were talking about XRP. Next thing you know, I heard Ooga in a space, and I started learning about the meme coins and stuff. So from then on, with XRP, I've just been XRP maxi, you could say. But my background does, so I have 20 some years in the technical fields. I've done everything from engineering to architecture to I've spent a long time in security, auditing, project management, worked for a few Fortune 500 companies managing, up to, 100,000 seats, and some others. So I got a pretty extensive, background, from the technical side, except for, I haven't coded since I was in my, 20s and that, but with the, the rise and all the, the AI and able to help, I'm able to, build out a lot of these projects with, my background and my sense of, building, et cetera. So that's my quick, might have rambled a little bit too much, but.
No, not at all. Fantastic. Welcome to Faces of Crypto, sir. Appreciate it. All right, let's get, I'm so excited. Chastity Ashley, aka Neon Pony, and Ian Alexander, welcome to Faces of Crypto. Please tell us a little bit about yourselves.
Yes, so I am Chastity Ashley, also known as Neon Pony. I'm a touring DJ, drummer, percussionist. I've been playing music since I was 10 years old. I've also been a math nerd since probably way before then, and drawn to numbers and the beauty of what that is, and probably why I became a musician. And I've toured the world. I was also the touring percussionist and backup vocalist for Duran Duran, small little band you may have heard of. They really catapulted my ability to really see the world in ways that I never had before. And even though I'd been playing music my whole life, it really seemed like an overnight thing with them, because it really took my perspective of how not only the music world works, but how the world works. You don't really learn about people until you actually see how other people live around the world. And so by doing so, I already was, I needed to support myself as a musician leading up into being a full touring artist. So I gravitated towards finance. So I worked as the head of finance for two of the top talent agencies in the world, one being United Talent Agency and William Morris Endeavor, as the head of finance for motion picture and music. And what's funny is, like, on one of my last days before going on tour with Duran Duran, I sent an all company email that said, "Sorry guys, it's been a great run, but I'm going to tour the world with Duran Duran." And the owner of the company literally mic dropped and thought I was joking. And he ended up meeting Simon 2 days later, said, "Yeah, one of my employees apparently is going on tour with you." And he was like, "Oh, you mean Chastity?"
Great accent.
It was
hello. Yes, she is. Let's go.
And the rest is history. And so how that ties in with, because of my my absolute passion for finance and in the world of how that works, I learned about Bitcoin really at the beginning of the white papers. And because my parents had lost their home to the collapse of the collateralized debt obligation. So just like the American people got bamboozled, and the whole like Occupy Wall Street, I was like all about it. And so when the white papers came out, I was like, it was a holy shiz moment, because I'm like, finally, this is a power to the people, sovereignty, taking back sovereignty for us and what we need as a civilization. And so at the time, you know, still kind of starving artist, even though I had a day job, but like really I'm like living this double life. And I remember I had an opportunity to buy Bitcoin at like $20 and they're like, it's just like $1,000. And I was like, man, I don't know. Like, I'm not sure, but like, are you fighting it? Are you going to do it? And I just did not for whatever reason. And then I discovered, I know.
We all did. Yeah. True.
Yeah. And then I discovered, well, it was Ripple Net at the time. It wasn't, you know, Ripple yet. And I heard about XRP and I was like, okay, this is my moment. And I went on to this like really bizarre site. It was really hard at the time. I want to say it was like 2015, 2016, around that time. And I like that wallet is still out there, by the way. It's out there. Not sure how to retrieve it, but another story for another time. And that's when I discovered it. And then it wasn't until I want to say around 2019 where I was finally like, okay, like I gotta go all in now. And I was ready for it. And so that's when the accumulation period started. And then all of a sudden Ripple gets sued by the SEC. Thanks, Gary Gensler.
Right. Thanks, Gary.
And thanks, Gary. Bye. And, you know, but we were so confident and I knew so much about it up to that point that I knew that it was diamond hands, unlike diamond hands, because I knew that the way Swift worked. Why? Because I worked in finance. I understood what that looked like. I understood that having to send a Swift or a wire account from point A to point B for a country takes 3 to 5, 7, maybe even 10 business days. And then you got to pay $25 to $50 for it to get there. Hopefully it gets there if you get the Swift number right, you know, and it's like crossing your fingers. XRPL solves that completely. It's done in seconds and settles. And it's like completely a no-brainer. And I said, okay, look, I know it's going to take a moment for the normies to understand what this looks like, but this is another holy shiz moment where I said, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And when it happens, it's going to be like a skyrocket ship right before our eyes, the way that the internet was. Because when the internet was born, it was the same thing. Like, who's going to want to send an email? I mean, I remember thinking the same thing, like, email, right? and then it happened. And then now look, everybody has a computer in their hands. And so that's how I feel about XRP. And we have been accumulating every 2 weeks, all the time, like clockwork since then. And I have not sold, not once. Not once have I sold.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I love it. You're a woman after my own heart. And like, not exact story, but very similar. Yeah, very, very similar. And with Bitcoin, my kid came home one day and said, Mom, you know, Johnny's wants to buy some Bitcoin, or he didn't know it was Bitcoin. He didn't say Bitcoin, electronic money or something like this. And I said, absolutely not. Absolutely not. You're not doing that. It wasn't $20. It was like pennies. Like it was when it first came out. I said, Mama said no. And then later when it got a little bit more, I tried to learn about it. And it was like everybody that was teaching you about it, it was so over my head, so technical. And I'm a dip-a-toer, hence the name of the show, dip-a-toe. I don't jump into things I don't understand or I can't understand, you know. And so I passed it by. I said no. Biggest mistake, but we all make them, right? And even the folks that did buy into it, most of them sold because they didn't know. And I often say that we have the opportunity of a lifetime because we have the example that Bitcoin and the Bitcoin holders set for us with XRP. Because we do know now, we do have that history. We see those people that made that mistake and said, I would never have sold it had I known XYZ. Well, XYZ is here now, you know, so anybody wanting to sell it is kind of silly.
I mean, David Schwartz bought solar panels with his ETH. I mean,
right? You don't know what you don't know, but we do know now. So yeah, I love it. I love your story. And I did not know that about you. A
lot of people don't, as a matter of fact. Yeah. And it's funny because John Summit and I, who's also, he's the biggest DJ in the world right now, hands down. And it's funny because he comes from finance as well. He was an yeah, so it's like so funny. We have this like very symbiotic connection of accounting and finance turn like world touring DJs. So it's kind of funny how the world works. And Blondish is also a really big crypto gal as well, and she's been pioneering it as well. And she's doing global massive takeovers. So it's an exciting time that the worlds are blending, and and that just goes to show where this is headed. You know, and we're at the beginning of it. I mean, the absolute beginning, the precipice. So we're all blessed to be here, honestly.
Absolutely blessed. Ian Alexander, welcome to Faces of Crypto. Please tell us a little bit about yourself, your journey.
Yeah, so I basically started playing guitar when I was 7 years old. I have a very, long tenured, musicianship. And, I got signed when I was 25 to Gridiron Records. We were in basically a metal hard rock outfit. Still love metal today. It's in my blood. But I think really just kind of like backstory behind Ticketchain is just that we have this kind of music background. We've schlepped gear in and out of clubs. I studied audio engineering, production, and kind of those things. So I've kind of like been involved in a lot of different spaces in music in general and in entertainment. And then just as far as XRP, I think really just the aha moment was, getting to learn about it. I think we all had that moment, kind of like what Chastity was saying was, like kind of skipping out on the Bitcoin thing, right? And then you start to see some of these other altcoins start to emerge, and it's like, well, you don't really want that to be you again, twice. Yeah. But the more that I started researching it and understanding it and seeing how the big use cases and how it can, apply to the world on a global scale, the more I love the technology and saw like, wow, this could be really huge. And it's just been kind of an obsession ever since. So I think that's been about like 7 years now in the space.
Wow. So you guys, your experience. Well, okay. Before we get really into the meat and bones of your project, I guess we do have to touch a little bit on this. What were some of the problems that you guys saw, as a touring or, world touring artist, that just said, you know what, enough is enough. There needs to be something solved. And I think I can build something on the XRP Ledger. What was that moment, or kind of take us through that? Like, what made you decide to do this?
Yeah, I've actually had this idea for years, literally for years. And I've been itching at wanting to really bring this into fruition, into life. But, my life is so demanding with I'm a songwriter, I'm a drummer, I'm a DJ, I'm a producer, I'm an editor. Oh, now I have to be a marketing guru. Oh, I also have to learn how to do video direction. Oh, I have to hire crews for that. Oh, and I also have to like plan out tour schedules and have a tour manager and a manager and all these other things that are associated with just being a musician, right? And I was telling people that I was associated with very close proximity souls that like, I had the same best friend since I was 8. Like once you come into my ecosystem, you stay in my ecosystem, and I cultivate that. I'm very big on that and growing together. And so for me, I finally entrusted in our co-founder, Tom. And I had finally said, listen, I've had this idea for a while and I really want to implement it, because I believe that from my shows, I can actually start creating this new paradigm, at least starting from my shows and then moving it forward to the world, because I just keep seeing over and over and over again, my fans getting ripped apart from these service fees, and then these souls who come across and like capture all of the tickets and then sell them for triple, quadruple the price. And then the artist doesn't even get a resale on that. They don't even, not a penny. And so the ticket scalpers are essentially the ones that are making all the money, wiping away the experience from the fans, and then at the same time taking away from the artists that create the experiences. And this is a tale as old as time. This has been going on. Eddie Vedder was fighting for this back in the 90s. He was fighting for it and saying, this is an atrocity. I mean, you could just literally, before, you can buy a ticket for $20, $25 and like go in GA and like go to a whole festival, like a Lollapalooza. You know what I mean? And that just doesn't exist anymore. Now for a general admission ticket, it's going to cost you $100 to $400 to $600 to $700. And now on top, and the reason why all these service fees and convenient fee, nothing convenient about it. And then the scalpers take them, they resell them, then they sell them for $2,000, $3,000. I mean, if you saw the Coachella tickets, they're out of control. And then on top of that, they're now letting you do buy now, pay later. Okay,
Yep.
great. Now you're going to take a loan out for the
Yep.
entire year just so you can go to one show. That's not what this was supposed to be about. It's supposed to be able to, I don't want this to be an elite experience. This is not about elitism. And that's what's so amazing about crypto. It's about sovereignty, giving back the power to the people and taking it away from the people that had power for so long and for too long. I mean, my gosh, I mean, we've been paying income taxes for how long? Since the beginning of World War I. I mean, that was the only reason why that was even implemented to begin with, you know? And so for me, I take all of history and all these things that keep happening over and over and over again. And in our world, more than ever, in the live experience world, with not even just music shows, but we're talking like basketball games, baseball games, whatever it is, it's just all these extra fees. And guess what?
Overinflated.
And guess what's happening? They're laughing. Ticketmaster was laughing in their emails when the DOJ was dropping those emails between them. They were literally laughing about the types of prices that they were charging people because they knew it was a joke. Oh, we're going to just charge X amount of dollars for parking. Ha ha ha. And like these suckers. Yes, we all have been. And there's been nobody here to disrupt it and change it. And now the monopoly is over. The time is over. And now it's time to give power back to the people and give people the same incredible chance to come and experience these beautiful moments with artists and games, what have you, and not have to feel like it's an elitist movement where they can just, any person that's working hard for the money, everybody that works hard for their money deserves a chance to go and celebrate life just the way that everybody else does. Why is it they have to make a certain amount of money to go have that experience? And I don't believe in that. And that's not what I want. And that's why finally this was the moment of truth and the opportunity to actually really change the world and do something positive in a way that I feel that we can all benefit from. And hopefully it's a cascading effect to more people that want to do the same.
Absolutely. Wow. Yeah, like that's a mic drop moment. And most people think it's the artists that are getting this money. You know, when you're buying a ticket, you're like, oh gosh, you know, I want to go see Elton John, but it's going to cost me $500 or whatever. And Elton's not getting all that money. You know, he might be getting some premium, you know, for his tickets, but the ticket masters and the scalpers, like you say, they're putting a lot of fees. You might think, oh, I can afford to go to that concert. And then you go to the checkout and you're like, nope, can't afford it. Only I can go. You can't go. Ryan can't go with me. It's only myself that can afford to go to this show, you know?
Exactly. And I know what that looks like because I've been on tour with the biggest artists in the world. I know what the tour looks like. I know what it's like with the venues, what you have to pay for venue fees. I know what it costs like for the promoters. I know, I know I know because I worked in accounting in music. I know what the agent fees are. I know what that all looks like. And so it's the mega scalpers and these monopolies. That's who's making the money, you know? And so the lifeblood, that it was never meant to be that way, because without the artists and without the fans, you have nothing. Why is it that everybody else is, you know, benefiting from it other than the fans and the artists?
Absolutely. I'd like to know so was this created, or this idea, you said it's been for a long time. What made you guys decide to join and put your hat in the ring for the XRP Las Vegas Shark Tank contest 2026? You guys were the first place winners, which is awesome. What made you decide to do that? Had you been planning to do it, or was this just something that you were like, yep, we're going to enter because we got a solid project? And
yeah, this was going to happen anyway.
Regardless.
This was going to happen anyway. And I had been working on it for a while, and I had been talking about it with our co-founder. And I was like, I want to, you know, have this opportunity where we're able to implement this methodology and utilizing the XRPL Ledger. And he said, the XRPL Ledger, oh my gosh, what are you talking about? I was like, we'll get to that. I didn't want to, inundate or overwhelm, because when you say that, when you say crypto or when you say these things, people automatically go, they start to short circuit. But it's really so simplistic. And when you actually explain, when you understand something, you should be able to explain it within 30 seconds or less, right? And so I really pride myself on doing that and learning as much as possible, so I'm able to convey it in simplistic terms to someone that otherwise doesn't understand what it is. And so that way, that's how we get people into the community, so that they don't feel overwhelmed or like, oh, they feel dumb, or it really, if everybody's utilizing all this like really advanced technology already, so just helping them understand that simplistically is another goal of mine as well, to bring people into this world. And so with Ticketchain, we were already going to do this. And then when the Kwok brothers were like, hey, why don't you submit your idea for the Shark Tank? And we want to hear your ideas on how you want to utilize the XRPL Ledger. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Wait a minute.
The timing was perfect.
Yes. And yes, because not only that, the lawsuit with Ticketmaster had just dropped. And I was like, this is our moment.
Perfect timing.
Is our moment. It was just a symbiosis of perfect worlds colliding. And I honestly, I was just happy to be there amongst all these gigabrains. The fact that we even made it to that stage to even present the idea, I was like, we won already. Like, we won in my soul, in my spirit. I was like, we're here. We get to share it. We get to be amongst all these smart, incredible human beings that are creating and building. I was just happy with that. Then when we got the email that we made it to the finals, I was like, stop. Oh, I am just happy we made it to the finals. Like, this is a whole other holy shiz moment. And then to win was just like, okay, universe, all right, I now have a massive responsibility. Not that I already didn't know that this was something that was absolutely imperative to my soul being, but now it's a moral imperative that this becomes the reality and shared with the world. And so I find it incredibly humbling. I find it absolutely so beautiful that the Kwok brothers and Easy app have allowed all of us. And what's so beautiful about it too is that we got to meet all these other great builders and creators. And now, as I was saying before, it's important to me to utilize people in a communal way, because you build family like that and you build trust and we empower one another. So it's just an amazing moment, honestly.
The XRP
Absolutely.
is absolutely amazing.
The best.
Yeah.
Best.
And there are so many people that you probably you've already met or come across, but like people that and we're gonna talk to Coin and Chaps here in a second, because who knows with what you guys as your projects could, the potential for overlapping. We interviewed Free World Farhan Dawood the other day with their solution using the XRP and being able to take payments directly in RLUSD and XRP. We're doing that for XRPL Cancun, and it's fantastic. It's quick.
I can't wait to hear more about that.
We're going to talk about
questions.
Questions. Oh, and I have. Well, we'll talk about that later, because I'm so excited about it. But I want to get Coin up here in the hot seat. Coin, tell us a little bit about in Chaps. I wish I could have you guys up there right next to each other. But chime in as you would like. Tell us a little bit about deciding to join in for the XRP Las Vegas Shark Tank. Now, I remember you from last year. You were part of the Shark Tank also. For those of you who don't know, I went to XRP Las Vegas last year and this year, and I filmed. I was the only one that filmed the entire XRP Shark Tank contestants. Not the greatest recording, guys, but I did it. And you were one of them. And we had an interview with you after, and that was awesome. But you came this year with a whole new project. And what do you got to say? What were you thinking about when you decided to enter again this year?
So last year, we had the idea, right? The grid was born from the Google Labs team. And we've been building for a few months. We were building for a few months. the concept, the idea. We can touch a little bit on it later. But this time we brought the product. Like this time we actually brought the MVP, and I told Chaps like, this is the year that we're gonna get like a very clear picture of if what we're doing is the right thing, right? Like last year was just like, all right, we have this idea, we're gonna present it and see how people react to the idea. It was really good feedback. But this year we have a more concrete product. So yeah, that's why we said like we have to go. It's a no-brainer.
Chaps, how did it feel to be part of XRP Las Vegas Shark Tank this year?
Oh, this year, it was way better. I mean, not way better, but I was more confident this year, right?
Mhm.
Because we, last year when we went, again, the grid was just a concept of bringing a bunch of tools to a centralized hub that that multiple people can use, like all the types of tools that they're going to use. And the idea of that was, it was a great vision, but for us to then go from vision to creation from this year, we went from an idea to we have 12. Well, once our version 2 comes out, we'll have 12 tools that are in a centralized hub where users are going to be able to go. So this year when we were presenting, a lot more confidence. Was still surprised though that we were made it into the finals, because there, like Neon Pony said, there was a lot. I mean, I think there was over 50 folks
30.
or whatnot. 30 was there? Okay.
Yeah.
And there was so many like different projects that kind of blew my mind away, right? And so I was very humbled that we were able to make it into the second day, and then to take third place, because like Neon was saying, we won as soon as we were accepted to go again. Getting in front of the Kwok brothers, Easy A, and some of that's a huge win there, and those guys are stellar. That they still interact with us on the timeline and all that, and so right there is a win, right? Us being able to take actual monetary win is even we're taking that, we're rolling it back into the community. Some of our V2 tools be free for a time. We're able to bring up more infrastructure now, and so it's just it's going to be an overall good thing here.
Absolutely. Simon, is your mind blown yet?
It's getting there. It's getting there. I can see where this is going. You know me, my questions are gonna come in like the last 30 minutes of the show. I'm like, okay, now what about this? Now can you do this? Can you do what about this? Have you thought about this? What about this? Da-da-da-da-da-da. Hey, cool. Let's end the show. You know how it goes. This is fire though. This is fire. I want to add something here. Okay, so and Melissa, again, I know I say this every time you bring guests onto the show, because they're really gems. They really are hidden gems. Really, this should become called the Dipito Hidden Gem Show, because you really bring these projects and these people out and together. And so I thank you for that. Well, what I'm really noticing, and I've noticed for a while, is we get to see on this show how passion to solve or fix a problem or a multitude of problems for people, average, everyday Janes and Joes, it comes to fruition. The free tools for a platform, like that's crazy. If you thought about like the 80s and 90s, and you knew a guy or a girl, and they made wrenches, and they were just like, here, try this out. Here, try this out, because they just wanted to help people. Dude, you don't have one? Dude, I got you. Here, have no. I make them. You got it. Bringing back the overwhelming value at the street market price. Because hey, look, we just want to play for you guys. We want to be in this moment where the crowd and the entertainers are one for $25 a head. Like, dude, that passion, that fire, that is what's being brought here tonight, and you bring it every time we do Faces of Crypto. And I really see this in the XRPL community. I've seen it in others, but it's just like there's more. Man, This is like blue flame passion, not just like orange flame, right? This is like concentrated, it's clean, it's pure, and it's hot. And I love that about the guests that you bring on this show and share with us. Because yes, I got questions, but it's not going to be a 3-hour show tonight. Because if I ask my questions all the way, it will be a 3-hour show. And you know I like to go off the rails too. Taxes and DJing, my 2 favorite topics.
I appreciate that. I'm going to lose my voice before the show.
Yes, you are. And then we're going to make a 3-hour show.
Ryan was making me sing a bunch of songs the other night, like really ones that were out of my range.
Shame on you, Ryan.
Yeah, gotta make me lose my voice before Faces of Crypto. Stop doing that. But yeah, guys, I was so excited that you guys got invited back to XRP Las Vegas Shark Tank. And when I saw that you were one of the winners, I was like, here we go. Because, I do frequent the XRPL community, and I see like a lot of my friends were in there, right? And you had IMU TV, which we're streaming live on imutv.tv right now. You had those guys in there. You had our side. You had a lot of folks that we had FML. We had Optimistic Prime with Wandering Footprint and Kita's Brew. We had all of these projects.
TextRP.
Was it TextRP? My gosh.
Yeah.
All been on this show, by the way. We had James Wood, that young man, that was the 18-year-old. He's coming on Faces of Crypto next month. Because that young man. But the thing that really impresses me about all of you guys is there's a lot of young people in this space who are very intelligent and self-starters, go-getters, think outside the box. And then you have us older compliments, and your marriage it's fantastic. Though, because the olders have some more experience and thoughts and experiences that the youngers don't, and the youngers are like, you're so fresh, you're like a sponge, and so you're just building and building and building, and as long as you keep that focus, like the sky is the limit, in my opinion. So I'm really excited for what you guys have built, and I can't wait to hear more. Any other words regarding Shark Tank before we move on to meat and bones? Anyone? No. All right. So I'm gonna put Neon Pony and Ian back in the hot seat. Let's dive into Ticketchain. Describe the core problem that Ticketchain is solving in live events right now.
Yeah, the core problem that we're solving are these obscene 30% fees that are being tacked on to tickets. The all popular convenience fee that is not convenient, the processing fee, convenient fee. They're all just bogus fees. They just literally propagate them in order to enrich themselves, period. That's exactly what it is. And that's what's so beautiful about the XRPL, because we understand how the plumbing works and how absolutely inexpensive it is to utilize it. I mean, we're talking like, cents here, so cents versus dollars. I mean, that already in itself is a no-brainer. And the beautiful thing about it is that souls that don't understand crypto, they don't have to be like, oh gosh, I got to do this conversion thing and I have to figure out what that looks like. I mean, yes, we would encourage to use crypto. We would encourage to use XRP. Absolutely going to encourage that. And by the way, I have some really exciting parts to the plumbing that we're going to introduce soon that I came up with, and I'm just working out the kinks, and I'm feeling really confident about it. But it's going to be something also that has never been done before, and is going to enrich and empower people who want to take part in the musical experience and get something back for it. So stay tuned for that. Can't quite reveal it yet, but it's going to be another holy shiz moment. So, yeah, but that's the core of it. And then the other beautiful, and that's for the fans, right? The other beautiful part of it now is on Ticketmaster, there's no platform for it. Let's say you buy a ticket. You're like, something happened, somebody got sick, whatever the circumstances is. Now you got to go onto like a Craigslist, or you got to go onto something else, or these forums to try and sell your tickets and like hopefully get back what you want, right? Well, that's what Ticketchain is going to allow to do. If you can't go to the show, you can post it on Ticketchain and resell it from Ticketchain, which Ticketmaster does not allow you to do.
Ah.
With Ticketchain, you'll be able to resell your ticket with fans that are already interested in going to the show. And then not only does the fan be able to get a fair price for the amount back, but guess what? The artist actually gets a royalty on it.
It's a brand new revenue stream for the
Never
artist.
happened before, ever in the history of ticket sales. No resale goes to the artist. So the artist gets paid again, unlike the scalpers who are pricing it out. And they're the ones that are pricing it out for actual just normal working folk that just want to go to a show and have a good time. They're like absolutely doing the most unjust work by trying to force people. And they know there's some people that just, or kids or teenagers, like you absolutely love these artists and these people, you want to go take part of it. And like, why should you have to take loans out and max your credit cards to go enjoy 2 hours of your life? That's just absolutely, it's horrendous. It's duplicitous, honestly. And so that's what we're here to solve. And that's a big part of the big nucleus, really, of what Ticketchain is going to achieve.
Nice. Yeah. The cutting out the middleman is some people just have that narrow focus that it's only, global payments and, the Nostra roaster accounts and, the Western unions and those types of people in the middle that also tack on all the fees and make everything more expensive. But we're talking, direct payments to something like a concert where you've got these middlemen in the middle that are just, they're literally robbing you. they're robbing the fan and they're robbing the artist, from their fees. And sometimes the fees are just as much as the ticket, if not more.
Yeah.
But especially if it's a scalp ticket, then of course it's like way more than the ticket itself.
It is.
And I think there's a lot of value as well when you use the ledger, where you're able to automate a lot of the services without having an overinflated workforce. So therein lies some of the way that you're able to trim some of the fat off of this. The user experience should be just the same, going all the way to a payment method, on the back, page or whatever. But then also you're adding value to not only the consumer, but also to the artists, creating a brand new revenue stream for them that never existed before. So that's a plus. And then also for the vendors themselves, not having a very high amount of overhead where they have to buy, these tickets in bulk. Each ticket is 1 for 1. So they're not left holding a bunch of unsold tickets. So I think it really works for all the parties involved. And that's really an efficient way to kind of approach this.
And they don't have to wait to settle their payments. Typically, when I was working in the agency business, when a show would settle, it would take anywhere between 5 to 7 business days or longer for a show to settle. But guess what? Because it's done on the XRPL Ledger, it is settled instantly. It is settled instantly. Don't you think that the venues are going to want to participate in this as well? Because let's not get it twisted. Obviously, there's a lot of souls out there that just you can make your money if that's like your whole sole purpose is not giving back or whatever. You just want to make money. Fine. Well, guess what? Not only do you get to make your money, but you get to make it today, right now, at this second. You don't have to wait for it. XRPL Ledger solves that.
So can you walk us through? Oh, Simon, did you have a question?
More to the fact of the reselling part there. So like problem today, real problem. You go out, your favorite sport team goes to the Super Bowl, and there's the scalpers, man, and they're trying to take thousands upon thousands upon thousands. What is hesitant about that in the real world? Well, I don't know if the dang ticket is real. XRPL, all you gotta do is just look up the issuing wallet. Okay, there's your address. I'm with you right now. There's the real address right there. That's a legit NFT. Boom. It's on. There's no doubting that part. Right? They know It's an authentic ticket to see the show. That's great. And now I'm going to shut up. Melissa, you better ask your question. Again, 3 hour show. It's coming. I can feel it.
You're absolutely correct. Yeah.
I wanted them to walk us through the how Ticketchain works through the NFT tickets on the XRPL and the royalties and the resale and that. Do you want me to bring your website up as you're talking about that?
Sure. Whatever you
Okay,
like.
so let's see. I'm gonna add that to the stage. Make sure that I don't have anything else in the thing. Yeah. So yeah, if you want to walk us through, boy, this is a pretty website here.
I designed it myself. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I like it. Very nice. Very nice. You even got the how it works.
Yeah, it's very simple. This is a very simplistic stage at the moment because right now we're obviously in the stages of our partnerships and bringing together our. We're now launching where different venues and there's so many different types of subsets of promoters out there. So right now, this is like for the onboarding process to get people, like you can be the first one to actually have a Ticketchain event. And so it's now about creating those partnerships with these different venues and promoters who want to utilize Ticketchain exclusively for their events. And so as we start building that, more and more promoters throughout the world will start adopting Ticketchain as their go-to so that they can utilize it for all their live events. And so this is giving fans a first look at what's to come, and it's allowing new promoters to come in and get in the front line. And it's also inviting investors that want to help expand and bring forth on a grand scale the Ticketchain universe. So
nice. So how it works, artist drops the show. So they're going to mint their tickets directly on the XRP Ledger. Is that how that's going to work?
That's exactly correct.
They're going to put everything. So just like when you're minting an NFT, you create an NFT collection. You're going to put all the pricing information on there, all the rules that are set by them, the resale, the royalties, like all of that, right?
Exactly.
And that's done by the creator, the artist themselves, not the venue, not the, not actually, you guys or what.
So yeah, so like how it works now, like there's an interface that Ticketmaster uses, right? For instance, as an example. So the artist and the venue, the manager, the souls that are responsible for putting together the details of the event will use this interface, this channel on the back end, input all the information, the amount that they're to receive, et cetera, and then they enter that, and then boom, that's when the tickets go live, and then the Ticketmaster then adds on their own service fee, et cetera, and then actually sells the ticket. So the interface is going to work similarly in that fashion where the artist is able to plug in the resale, they're able to plug in all the details of the event, just like any other. That's what's so beautiful about it, is that we're not going to have to change much of the mechanisms that artists and venues already use now. They're already familiarized with how to input their information. They've already been doing it. They've been doing it for decades and decades. Now they're just utilizing the blockchain to do it. And they don't even have to understand the blockchain to do it. They're just going to be business as usual, enter their info, boom, goes live, fan comes and buys it, gets their NFT, goes to the show, it's scanned and it's done. And there's no possibility of anybody stealing it or scalping it because it's an NFT. Done.
Nobody else can copy that sucker.
Did you want Ian? I think Ian wanted to add to that.
Oh, absolutely.
I just think also, like, preemptively, kind of to your point and what you were asking on the front end there, was that like kind of behind, in the initial stages, is there's an agreement that comes in place between the artist and the venue. So we are going to have some sort of agreement, in place where they can set the price, and basically once they agree on that, then that's when the show is able to go live. So you basically have two parties that are basically agreeing to each other, and so that's where you're able to have those prices stamped, and that's what it becomes.
It's already what's done already. It's what they do now, but except the difference is they don't have the ability to get resale. The artist doesn't. So this is an added mechanism that they've never ever been able to celebrate before. So not only they're able to do business as usual, put their tickets live, but now on, as I was saying earlier with Simon, is that they get paid right away. There's
Yeah.
they don't have to wait now to have to do all the settlement because it's settled on the blockchain instantly.
It keeps shady vendors out of the space because
That's right.
you know, you're getting real-time payments, you're getting real-time tracking, you know how many tickets you've sold.
Exactly.
And, you know, there's been times where a vendor, after the show is already done, they end up skipping out. And then it's like, well, how much do we want to spend in trying to go after them in court because they didn't pay us for a show?
That's right.
This takes care of that problem. And you really know that you can trust the vendors that are going to be in the space because real-time payments, real-time history.
And it's minted. Exactly.
Well, and this is the other thing is you'll kind of be getting paid in real time as people are buying their tickets, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Instead of having that middleman, like you're saying, get a hold of the bag of money for you, and like maybe they're going to turn it over, and you got to wait for a while to get paid. This is great.
This is speed that the industry has never experienced before.
Can I just speak on? I really
Absolutely.
like your guys' project because, you know, like you hit on a lot of stuff early on. Like I went through I went through a lot of concerts as a young child, a kid into my 20s, 30s as a father, bringing my whole family. And we've been kind of, you know, priced. I wouldn't say priced out, but I got sick of paying those fees and all that. Right. And you know, I remember the whole Eddie Vedder thing. I mean, you hit a nerve there. That was, but like where, you know, like some of these shows, right, you know, artists, let's say the ticket price is $100, right? So they make their initial off that, but it's a very popular show, maybe limited seating, and, you know, prices will go up, right? But like the glory in what you guys are saying is that now if that's tickets $1,000 and you got 5% royalties turned on or 10% royalties turned on, that artist is going to make more on that, where like you're saying, like right now, scalper on the street, nothing's gone, right? So like this is, yeah, this whole compounding effect in that. Yeah.
No, chaps, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but you're definitely like hitting a nerve there as well, where it's like, you know, I commonly like put it where it feels like the industry all got around, you know, like the power industry got around a round table and all decided and figured out how to screw the artist over, you know, in so many different ways. So, I mean, if there's a way that we can throw a bone to the artist and like, we are artists, so like we're speaking from the heart and this is something we're very deeply passionate about. I mean, I think that's a win right there.
I mean, it's crazy because, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, not only you know, music shows or whatnot, this could be applied in, you know, sports or whatnot, because like you said, like you said something about the parking, man. They you know, I'm from Detroit, you know, Detroit's my closest, you know, big venues, right? And they started, you know, I remember years ago throwing on this, you had to pay $50 to get the Ticketmaster parking and all this shit, and it's like, what the heck, you know, stuff, you know. So yeah,
No, it's
really
asinine. It's asinine, and that's this is the beginning of what we want to start with, and then we're absolutely going to expand. And yes, you'll be able to do add-ons. And again, when you're doing add-ons, you won't have to pay these astronomical service fees to do it. It'll actually be reasonable. And I'm going to do we are going to do everything in our power to ensure that, because it's, again, we're supposed to be enjoying life on planet Earth. We're not supposed to be having these moments where we can't just enjoy these like beautiful pleasures that people work. How can you say that this person in this occupation is more important than this person in this occupation just because they make more money? Amen. We are celebrated as one equal human. We are all here having the same experience. We come into this world alone and we die alone. We all come in as there's nothing that separates. That materialistic things do not leave this planet with you, only your experiences. That's it. That's all you have are your experiences. And so it's imperative to me and to us to like really bring forth what that means. And it means so much to me, and I'm going to do everything in my power to ensure that that happens.
You got Chris has issues singing, "We're not gonna take it." No, we're gonna take it. Let's go. Andy said you're the coolest couple in crypto. Chris has issues. Welcome for becoming a brand new member of the Dipper Toe Show. We appreciate you. I'm curious why you guys, well, I already know the answer to this probably, but you being kind of OG, even knowing about crypto in general and Bitcoin and all of that. What specifically made you choose the XRP Ledger in lieu of going with Ethereum or any other blockchain that's out there right now for this project?
We again, like I'm an absolute nerd by heart. I mean, I graduated high school 2 years early. I'm an absolute nerd I'm a UFO nerd. I mean, don't get me started about quantum physics. I'm just a nerd in general. So that's a whole other rabbit hole. But I'm curious, and I weaponize my curiosity, like Jeremy Corbell would say, for instance. And because of that, I knew when Bitcoin, like many of us had kind of missed that, I was just a kid trying to pay my bills, so even spending $20 even though I was like, this is going to be amazing, it's sovereign, and I was all about it, but I was like, I need to eat this weekend, so it's like that kind of thing. And so when XRPL came along, and I was like, wait a minute, this is not Bitcoin, because this is a ledger. And same with Ethereum.
Accounting, right? It resonated with you, like the accounting.
Yeah,
yeah. Which is why Bitcoin probably did too, the triple ledger accounting and all of that stuff, right?
Yeah.
You're like ding, 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 ding. Yeah.
Exactly. So it was like proof of work, and then I was like, oh, this is something different. And when we started studying it, and I started studying it, I thought to myself, again, because I was so acclimated with how cross-border payments work, because I did it every single day, multiple times a day. So it immediately resonated with me. And I went, are you kidding me? This is going to change the world. Same thing. I'm like, this is going to change the world. It's like Michael Burry said, he said, I might be early, but I'm not wrong. And that's how I felt about XRPL. I was like, we might be early, but we are not wrong. And this is going to be a revolutionary moment when it all of a sudden takes flight, and it's I'm starting to see the rumbles of it. As a matter of fact, I've also played with this incredible house artist named Kygo. Shout out to you, Kygo. He's going to hear about this, because I've played with Kygo. He's one of the biggest DJs in the world. I played drums with him, and I've done his drum line for him. And yesterday, this was so crazy to me. Okay. Yesterday, he's having Kygo's from Norway, and he's having Norway Day, and he's dressed in like complete, like traditional Norway garb. And then I looked at the picture that he had a slide, and the picture slides, and it's him and Brad hanging out in Norwegian garb in Norway. And I'm like, wait,
what?
I'm sorry. Wait. Why are you hanging out with Brad Garlinghouse? Like, I have questions. Like, what is happening? And then there's like another picture, and they're like dancing. And I was like, okay, stop. We need to talk. And so the fact that somebody like Kygo and his manager, Miles, fabulous. I mean, they're just wonderful. They've built a whole other movement with music and different other opportunities that they've created. But the fact that they're hanging out with Brad is another holy shiz moment, because that's telling me right there that it's starting. It's really starting, and it's sifting through this world that otherwise people were not privy towards, and in the music world, as well.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I think people are excited for this Ticketchain. The more opportunities that we can have for sovereignty and people taking back the power, the better. Mm-hmm. I would like to get Grid in the hot seat again and talk about their project. And somehow I have a feeling there's going to be some kind of collaboration happening in the future, but we'll see. Who wants to lead us on this? Because when I was doing my research on Grid XRPL, I noticed you guys refer to it as the missing infrastructure layer for the XRPL. What do you guys mean by that?
So can I go a little bit back on like the thesis and the idea for it?
Absolutely. Yeah, sure.
So I'm very passionate about memetics and decentralized communities. Memetics being how we share ideas and how we connect with others through art, music, anything, right? Like that can send an idea to another individual. So decentralized communities is where I see the world moving into. We had the Web2 era where it created social medias, but it actually created the anti-social media where people were really, really individualizing these like algorithms, right? And controlled by the search engines and everything that it's ad related. So now the pendulum is going the other way, where people are starting to actually create communities within the web. And thanks to crypto and everything decentralization, it creates the pathway for people and communities to get together and create their own ecosystem, their own economies, right? And how those communities get together is through memetics. It's like through different ideas that will match their perspective on reality, or their views, or their what they like, what they're passionate about. So my journey into kind of like getting the idea for the grid started through memetics and then decentralized communities. And one day I told Shops like, hey, we should build a way for communities to start interacting with each other without having to exit their ecosystem, right? Kind of like when you go to the deep web, or how the internet used to work, it was through web links, web rings, where you had to jump from website to website instead of going outside to a search engine, right? Right now, when you're going to go to a website today, you go outside, you go to Google, and then Google will control your perception of what, of everything, pretty much. Like they will give you ads tailored to your own algorithm. So they will pretty much control what you do and what you see. So that's why web rings used to be they are so useful. Now, how can we bring this into a Web3 ecosystem where you go from your project to my project to his project without having to exit, right, the blockchain? And the idea was there. It's there. That's the main idea for the grid. That's why it's called the grid. And the meme behind that is like, go off grid, GREED, join the grid, which is like the grid of these all these communities and decentralized ecosystems. But how do you attract users to the grid so they can start bringing either people, their communities, and start utilizing the ecosystem is through providing services, providing tools. So that's when we decided to create like a suite of tools, and for free for the community. It started for the UGA community, and then we expanded into like bringing more people, more users to help the ledger as a whole. And now the main idea, right, that we have two directions, which is one, we want to onboard businesses, and the way we onboard the way you onboard businesses is building infrastructure for them to be able to utilize Web3 to provide their services on Web2, right? So like payment processors or AI agents that are like decentralized. And the other direction, which they all combine at the end, is creating that for the existing projects. And that's why we've been building tools or webs or web apps or websites for projects, right? But yeah, that's pretty much the idea behind the grid.
I love it. Do you have anything to add to that, chaps? I want to share the website when you guys are ready. It's beautiful, by the way. You guys have fancy websites.
Sorry, I cut out there for a second.
No worries.
But are you bringing it up, Melissa?
Yep, I can do that. Yep, there we go. Just tell me where you want me to go, because I think I love this.
So we'll just make it. Let's we can kind of just scroll down. It just goes through, gives you an overall view of what the grid is. Keep going down. We really want to get to here we go, tools. The toolkit. Yeah.
There.
All right. So right now we have 7 tools that are live. And these tools range from, very simplistic for either a someone in, buying, selling meme coins, or even projects coming to the ledger, such as like a meme coin project. We have we have a whitelist infrastructure called the Grid Syndicate. We have a self-service airdrop distribution tool where you go out and you can distribute XRP or any meme token to as many other different communities or wallets or NFT holders or whatnot. I'll go back to there. We got the limit order tool. This allows you to, this one was created because, right now you go out to X Magnetic, you set one limit order, you got to come back, go back in, set another limit order. This allows you to set a range of limit orders based off market cap, and how many orders you want to set, how you want to set those, either, a set spacing of cells in between, or, there's some other algorithms in there, options for that. But this, right now you still do have to, sign each transaction, but it allows it all to come right there. When batch transaction comes along, we'll go back and update tools. And the other thing while we're talking about these tools is any new amendments or any new improvements come to the ledger that can benefit any of our tools, we will go back through, retrofit them to fit that, right? So next we got a wallet generator. This is for, if there's a lot of instances as a dev, I need wallets spun up just for testing purposes, stuff like that. You can come out here, you can spin up 1 to 10 different wallets. Everything here though with the wallets, nothing is generated on our servers. Everything is generated client side, which means on your computer in your browser. Yeah, our servers don't see. Our servers don't see any seed phrases, any wallet generations or anything like that, right? This is all hosted once you click on that and runs all client side.
Nice. Do you, is this one question I would ask is, can you install the grid locally on your computer so you don't have to be on a browser, or no, is this just web based?
Just web based right now. We do have the ability to download as an app right now. We're not going to probably go through the whole. Somebody said it well the other day. App stores are dead, right? With the abilities that you can do with
you don't need them really.
But you are able to install it on your desktop. The grid as a whole package, as a kind of a web app, right? So going into token validator, this is where you're able to go out here. You can put in the CA of a token, and it will tell you all the basic structure of that token. What flags, when a token is created, there's a bunch of flags that can be set. Some flags are good, some flags are bad. Bad depending on what it's used for, I should say, right? Everything is in relevance to what it's used for. But this will go and it'll show you just what's on the ledger. It'll bring it all here and it'll show this says, the master key is disabled. Geez, I'm drawing a blank. And
if I wanted to buy a token or like a project, would I post that XRPL address into here? And then it would tell me all the information about. So if I'm going to be responsible and research a project that I want to invest in or whatever, I could go ahead and paste that right in here before I set my trust line. Yes.
Yep.
Is that the purpose of this? But I mean, 100%. That's my purpose. What I would think I would use it for. So I love
100%.
Chaps, we can spoil a little bit of the pro, right?
Right. I was going to go. Yeah, I was going to tell about the pro. So I don't think you can click on it yet, but the pro on this is one of the tools that we'll be offering the community. It's in final phases of testing right now. But what the pro will do is it takes that analyzation of the token even further. It's going to give you a whole plethora of different areas that it goes down. It's going to break down holders, top holders, clustered wallets. It's going to do forensics. Oh, that's the wallet one. Sorry. It's going to, it goes through, not this one, it'll be the pro. And it'll go through a whole extensive list of a deep dive into that token, right? And then it'll give you and then we have it fit into, we've trained some LLMs in the background. We call it Vine Mind, and to go along with the Ooganomics and Ooga, the vine, the jungle. Yeah. But so we'll so the Pro then interacts with our backend AI, and it takes a very interactive look at it, and it'll give you a full summary of what that token, what it's seeing on that token, right? And it's not gonna tell you this is good or this is bad. It's still you're still gonna have to perceive that on your own, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to, but it's gonna be a great helper for you with that. And then
well, you know what this is to me, just as although I've been in since 2019, and I've been, interviewing all you guys and dipping my toe here and there, and I've even dove into like more complicated things. This right away screams ease for someone like myself to go to this website, and it gives me a leg up. I just click this, I can see everything. Then I can decide whether I want to go any further with it or not with my research. But the just even the fact that it's loading so fast. That's the other thing that's really impressive to me so far with this. I know that's kind of a simple thing, but it's a very important thing too, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I love it.
And so when you use that tool, the Token Validator Pro, and I'm getting into the tools that are coming out here with V2. All these tools are built right now for V2. We're just in final testing, but I'm jumping all around here. But another thing that goes with the Token Validator Pro is the wallet tracker. So essentially, that you're not going to be able to click on that right now, but essentially that's going to do a deep dive on a wallet as well. So, all right, you have the CA, this token's launching, right? You do your deep dive on the Token Validator. It says, this is, all I know about the token. It gives that deep dive, but then it shows you the wallet that's launching that token, right? So then you can take that wallet and put it into the wallet tracker and click go, right? And then it's going to go through and it's going to give you a deep dive on that wallet, right? It's going to tell you, does this wallet, has this wallet launched tokens before, right? And all this is to try to protect people. Yeah. I'm not trying to tell folks what buy or not to buy. We're not in that business, but we're trying to give you the information that's already there and pull it into, a place where you can read it, right? We're not reinventing any wheels here. We're just, gathering data, but those two tools are going to go hand in hand with each other for, doing your homework, do your own research, right? And like I said, because we were able to win, that we're able to offer, there are costs associated with that, with the AI that goes into it and all that. And we're able to, offer some of those up for, free for a while, and possibly we'll see how long that goes. But yeah. And then, some of the other tools that we have right now, just a basic support and affiliates page. We're working on this right now to strengthen our affiliates program. Our other member, Z, he's the head of the Casino Society. He's our chief marketing officer on that, and he's taking the initiative right now, and he's going to be coming out with this complete structure on affiliates, on, we're trying to, help other folks make money, while we're building, right? So, and it's not going to just stop at Web3. Folks can go out to their Web2, their local, barber, and that barber needs a website. Hey, I got people, that can build you a website quick, and that person earns some XRP, right? So yeah, we're going to be expanding on that. And then, one of the ones right here, the token commitment. This is a kind of a big one that we kind of let fly under the radar a bit, but all the, a lot of the tokens that have, not a lot, but all the tokens that were launched pre the escrow amendment that came out really don't have a way to, you can't retro escrow tokens that were launched prior to that amendment. What was it, 2 months ago or whenever it came out, right? So, and also we were very careful not to say we are escrowing or we are locking. We are providing a platform for users to come out to and commit their tokens via a multi-sig wallet. So the user comes out here, the user will generate, it'll generate a fresh wallet locally. That user has that seed phrase. The wallet that user logs in with, the Casino Society has a wallet all running in the background on a server. Then we have a wallet. The grid has a wallet. That'll be the third signer on the multi-sig. So basically, when you come out here, you're committing your tokens via a 3-signature multi-sig wallet that is time locked in the background via scripting and is only unlocked at the time where it was depicted for. So if you go out to view commitments up top there, Melissa, you can see the latest one up there, and then you can see the other XRPL. They actually locked up out in Vegas. They got me on camera while they were locking it up. Probably wasn't the most, I was a little bit, partying at that point, I guess you could say. But so
influence. We call that influenced.
Influence. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Right. So the devs can come out here and commit supply, or even individual users, individual team or members of the communities. Like me and Coin came out here. I locked up 100,000 UGA plus. Coin locked up 100,000 UGA. A few other community members have come out here and committed this, and so it's just kind of a way to, say, hey, we're serious. We want to give, a platform for folks to use the or to somehow, commit, lock. And I'm trying not to say escrow or anything because we definitely stay away from that. But
But you're saying the folks this XRV nerds, they entered in, they committed it, and the part of the multi-sig process is that, like you said, the Casino Society, like they have a wallet, so then that wallet ends up being a signer on the multi-sig side of things. Am I understanding that correctly? Because we on Digital Ladies, we kind of went through multi-signature wallets and how to set them up yourself and all of that sort of thing. And so this is you using someone else with a trusted presence in the community as one of your multi-signers,
right.
For protection in locking up your funds.
Yeah.
Right?
So there's still correct, and because we don't have smart contracts here, there still is a level of trust, right? But the thing here too is that the funds can't move without all three of them being signed. The grid and the casino can't conspire, against any of these and do anything with funds, or anything like that. And then when the day comes to lock or to unlock, everything's automated in the background where the user would just come out and click, all right, it's my day. They come out, they click unlock, they do their signature, and then it goes and it'll hit the signature. It'll hit this casino server, do that signature, do the round trip, hit the grid server, do that signature, unlock, and everything's just, instantaneously as fast on the XRPL, right? So,
and something to add real quick to the comment. So it gives founders the ability to actually show their communities, like, we're committed to the token, we're committed to the project, we're not going to be selling tokens, we're not going to be doing anything for this time being, and that gives the community a sense of confidence.
And this is a helpful tool for those that, like you said, launched prior to these tools becoming available on the XRP Ledger. Some of those guys could do it themselves at this point when they first launch a token. But if you have an older project and you do want to lock up your tokens for that, you guys are putting yourselves out there as a trusted third party, I suppose, right? For to be party to the multi-signature of the lockup of those tokens. Am I understanding that correctly?
Yep.
So can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. So if let's say I wanted to launch a Neon Pony token, you would encourage me to do that here.
Well,
You will.
Yes and no. I'm not gonna, because if you launched the Neon Pony token today, with the ability with escrow that's set up and multi-sig wallets, like the SEAL team, they just created a platform to go out and create multi-sig wallets. It's very simple the way that they did it, right? So, I would actually encourage folks to use, to use the escrow built on chain, right? Have a website and state all that, hey, we did this, it's locked up here, or, in escrow, and we've got multi-sig wallets set up with it, and then display that, right? Like, I would try to keep everything on, on chain. But that's a really good, question. If Neon Pony existed in the past, right? Like you guys launched it last year, then I would say 100%, right? You're still around. You should commit some of your supply to say, to your community that, hey, we're still here and we're gonna go, right? So that clears it out. I'm trying not trying to not sell us, but there's times.
I see what you're saying. That's what I'm asking. Yeah, because one of my I guess colleagues at Blondish, she launched a token called NRG. You may or may not have heard of it, but it's like exclusivity for like DJs who want to get their music heard. If you get the token, they get like exclusive like tickets and entrances and merch and things like that. It's all synergistic to like her universe as a performer, as an artist. And I had no idea, by the way, that she even had this NRG coin. I felt so dumb that I didn't know that. I was like, how did I not know this? And so it was, like I need to take on another thing, but it was just an intriguing additive to that. And so seeing what you're doing, ecosystem is very symbiotic to that. So it's great. It's really great.
I appreciate that.
We mentioned meme tokens, right? Because it's the hot thing right now. But any asset issued on the XRP Ledger can be utilized within the ecosystem. Like it does not have to be only a meme coin. Like it can be anything that it's been issued on the ledger.
Okay, awesome.
And this is particularly helpful for those that did launch and maybe they thought, oh shoot, I launched it. I would have wanted to do this. I need to gain trust within the community, but because they don't know that I'm going to do what I say I do in terms of the supply of tokens that I have in my possession right now, that I'm not going to go dump them on the community. This is a visual and a guarantee, I guess, for those that are interested in purchasing those tokens, that yes, we have now escrowed these and we're using trusted third parties. And from what I can see, Ooga Labs and you guys have been a presence in the XRP Ledger community for quite some time now. And that is the important element of all of this, because we do have to have that element of trust. We have to know who we're dealing with. And, part of that is coming on Dip a Toe Show and showing your face. I don't want anybody coming on the show that won't show their face. Why? Because we need that trust, right? At some point, the hidden behind a PFP no longer is acceptable, especially when it comes to money. So I think this is great that you guys came on here, and like I said, you've been longstanding members of the community. So,
Melissa, and something I want to add to that as well is like and going back, I forgot to mention this when I was explaining kind of like the thesis of the grid. Going back to that. With the search of like AI and everything that it's internet, you start losing the grip with what's real, what's not real. So these interactions are going to be like the main thing into the upcoming years, with what I said before about the tokenized communities, because an AI agent can interact with me, he can fool me, and I can think I'm fighting on the timeline with someone, and it's actually an AI agent. But in order to join our ecosystem, in order to join our Discord, for example, in our current case, you have to hold a certain amount of tokens. You have to hold an NFT. It's token gated, right? So that gives another use case for these decentralized communities. It's like actually showing who's real, who's not real, and not in the sense of on a personal basis, not like literal who's real and who's an AI.
Yeah.
I love it. Is there anything else on the website that you would like me to show?
So, yeah, I know we're getting close. One more thing. I want Coin to, I'm going to finish up I want you to go click on the VineMine, the AI agent platform. Yeah. Oh, shoot.
No, not that one.
Sorry, I won't let you. Yeah, it is that one, but I forgot it was.
No.
Maybe part 2. Maybe you can bring us on and we'll go through our whole AI agent infrastructure. But, all right, so since we can't do that, I just want to pivot like real quick to just say where we're heading and where, like I said at the beginning of the show, a lot of my career has been spent in the technical field, primarily in security, service management, as well as auditing, internal auditing, corporate auditing. So after we got this core set of tools built, I really wanted to get back to I really had a passion of security and that. So with the rise of AI and the vibe coders, I encourage everyone to build. I love that people are picking up and building, that have never built before. I've ran into folks on the timeline where they've never built before and they've built some beautiful projects, man, and they're just insane. So we've pivoted into, one of, Coin says one of the routes we're going to be doing is Web3, onboarding. And then the other thing we're going to be doing is security and auditing. I've been working for the last few months in the background on creating a auditing platform that uses agentic swarms and, hits a user's app, website. It's going to be multi-chain functional. Regardless if you're, on XRP, SUI, HBAR, Evernote, Midnight, whatever. But, the whole thing here is for me to, help out some of these projects, right? We're going to, come in, audit some of these projects for them. And it's not just audit and leave. I will, and it's not just AI agentic going through it. I'm going to take my eyes, my 20 plus years experience, read through, see what I can do. And then I'm going to work with these guys to make sure that, their projects are locked up, their DApps are great, their websites aren't leaking seed phrases, that, all the things that, you can ask your AI, lock this up. But, if anybody's been coding over the last few years, AI likes to lie to you and here, and it unlocks a bunch of things. So, we're just, kind of trying to keep up with that, bringing back to the community, what can we do to help secure this now? Because we, I'm going to use that cliche, we're so early. That's where we got to create these base layers, create the security, create the foundations and that, so that, things are built in the right way. So that's it. I'm on my own.
I love it. Yeah, beautiful website. Again, guys, if you haven't checked it out, please make sure that you go and check out the grid. I did share it. I don't know if I was supposed to or not.
That's okay. We're going to be launching it next week. We haven't officially gone live with it, but it is all live. It's all good.
Okay.
So 100%.
So they can go look at it. So anybody that's in the chat, we got 102 people watching Dip Toe Show Faces of Crypto this evening. Welcome. Thank you so much. If you're not subscribed to the Dip Toe Show, please be sure that you do. Simon, we're at 1,330 subscribers to Dip Toe Show. Finally, little by little, we make it. We're making it. We're growing. So we appreciate people becoming part of our family, and we are part of the piece of the puzzle to building the trust in the community. So I'm really thankful that you guys did come on the show and, showing your faces, because I do believe that it is really important for that. Is there anything else on this website that you want me to share, or can I just take her down?
One more thing, the XGrow tool, so that tool, Chuck will go more on the technical side, but pretty much it's to help you build your online presence, right? If you're a business, if you're
which one is this?
Personal brand, it's called the it should be grayed out. Yeah, it's not available right now in the grayed out ones.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
So,
but
pretty much anything you do to post, schedule post, plan post, you have the VineMind agent will help you do so, and then like schedule your post. It scrapes the data from the algorithm, so it knows how to build your posting structure for it to be optimized for the algorithm. So and that ties back to the onboarding mechanics to onboard businesses, right? Like we're also offering different tools that businesses can use for them to grow their business, and then that way get more customers. And if the business gets more customers, we get more people on the Web3 ecosystem.
I love it. I think this is really good. I can see why both of these projects won the XRPL Shark Tank because it is solving real world issues, and the fact that you won funds, that gives you some capital to kind of push your projects forward. I'm wondering, since you guys are on stage together, are there any wheels turning in between? Because I could see that possible, if anything, even like the auditing feature that you guys are coming out with for a new project. Seems like that'd be pretty spectacular to try out.
Yeah, there's a few things that like definitely would like to get with you guys with that we can help out. And then even down the line, I'm working on some things that will it's XRP, but it's also cross-chain with some other security features, and that could definitely I'm not going to give all the sauce right now, but that could definitely help you guys out with that. Like some of the features, and that might not be down the road. It's a new chain. Midnight is what that chain is, right? With their ZKPs and all that. I'm really the grid's diving into that. We're partnering with a bunch of other community project leaders and developers, and working through some of that on how we can integrate that layer into the XRPL. And then it definitely would be something, that you guys would be able to integrate to in that. But we can definitely get together and,
definitely share that offline for sure.
100%.
You just kind of prove something that, like I always say, is that we the XRPL, like XRP community is like some of the best community, ever. Like you can see in people's eyes when you're there at the conference, like you can leverage each other for, for whatever weaknesses you may have, or where someone can add value, and everyone's like always willing, to do that. And you just kind of prove that right there, chaps. So I always say we're the saltiest and most battle tested crew in all of crypto, and I stand by that.
And I appreciate it. And that's one of the things that, at the grid, if you want something built, we'll build it for you. If you want to learn how to build it, we'll teach it. We'll help guide you through that as well, right? We're here to expand as well, so.
Appreciate you.
I love it. I'm closing out all the 1,000 tabs I have open right now. Oh, I have so many. I'd like to know. I mean, we already kind of know, but I'd just like to know your take on how you see both of these projects making the XRP Ledger ecosystem stronger. I mean, just in general, with having something like the grid, like the Ticketchain, where do you see them fitting into growing this XRP Ledger community to even a greater amount of people in the world? Simon.
It's proof of concept and proof of work, time and time again. Wherever these folks in their journey and what they're building, whatever walls they might hit, or they pivot and go a different route, somebody else within the community picks it up and says, hey, they did this, but we might have the fix for that, and boom, they go off and running. Like that's literally how it expands. Everybody gets a turn on the court, the ball field, whatever your sport is. Everybody gets a turn to try to scratch a record. Some are really good. Some go back on the dance floor. But either way, that's what I see just from these projects tonight, the projects in the past that have been on the show, and I know the projects that will continue to come on come on the Dip a Toe show. and share what they're doing and how they are contributing to the expansion of the XRPL, and honestly to the digital asset space, or digital asset space by and large.
Absolutely.
Not bad for being quiet all night, right?
Yeah.
I like somebody just chimed in and said institutions. I didn't quite grab who said that, but about institutions and retail. Institutions will help explode first, then retail will jump in. As a matter of fact, yes, because that's Ticketchain is a part of that in regards to like creating this company that's going to bring normies to ask and wonder what the XRPL ledger is. And then into not only are they having this positive experience by being able to enjoy their entertainment experience, but learn about the ecosystem of blockchain and XRP. And in that, it'll allow it to grow exponentially because more and more people are going to become curious. I mean, everybody wants to save money first and foremost, and people want to make more money, right? And those kind of there's a symbiosis in that with what we're building, what we're doing, all of us here today, as a matter of fact. And to me, I think that's what this community is about as well, is empowering one another, really wanting to see each other. And I believe that's like, you can really battle test somebody's moral compass by surrounding yourself with people that really want to see you win. I mean, actually want to see you win. Like when I see the people I love and the people around me who are winning, now I'm winning because they're winning. So I'm winning. Yes, facts. And so, I want to propagate more of that. I want to propagate more of like, people get so fixated on like, well, that person's doing that thing and why'd they get a leg up, or how come they got why is anybody worried about that? Don't worry about that. Worry about being the best version of yourself. Focus on being the best builder. And when you're focusing on that, it empowers everybody else around you by being a leader and leading, and not being a boss and trying to tell people what to do. A leader leads by example. And that's what I want to do. I want to be a leader and lead by example in this community and bring and positively collide with everybody in this community that wants to help build each other up. Because again, when they win, I win. When I win, they win. I mean, that's just really the reality. And that's how this community is going to grow. That's how the XRP community is going to grow. And I'm going to do everything, at least in my power, and I know in our power, to contribute to that.
Collective effort and collective success for everybody.
Exactly.
That's one of the main things that I find with the XRP Ledger community, the champion for each other, and just like you said, lifting each other up. Where we go one, we go all, and it's a true story. We are the bridges to our own story. We are the bridge. I thought about it, and I'm like, there was always that old question: what is a bridge? What is a bridge? We are the bridge. We are the bridge between the old ways and the new ways, and bringing the people with us over that bridge. If not us, then who? If not now, then when? Like right now is the time. We are the ones, right?
Exactly. Absolutely. Exactly. And this is the most exciting. I think this is the moment we've all been waiting for. That's why these projects are also as exciting, because we're finally about to cross over into new territory that we have not been able to participate in before, which is clarity. And to have that, and there was a lot of people feeling some type of way about that. They're like, oh, well, now the government's getting involved and now this is getting involved. Like, we are still sovereign. We are still decentralized. Let's not forget that, and this just helps build more trust amongst other souls to participate in this community. That's my take, at least, because it's going to actually help bring forth a mechanism that's going to actually empower the world in ways that they never thought before. And yes, sure, it's going to enrich certain people, and people are going to, but what I believe is that with more wealth amongst humans that have been working hard for it, just on all different landscapes of different types of societies, it now empowers thought and people to actually have a voice in how our world works by letting people come into this community and build this wealth on their own. And now they get a voice. They actually get a voice. And that's what we want. We need more voices so that we can have a more bountiful society where we can actually like have something that's built by us, by the people, for the people.
Speaking of by the people for the people, I've been mentioning this, and you were excited. We've got about 10, 15 minutes left. I wanted to take a chance to invite you guys to XRP Ledger Cancun.
Yeah.
This is being put on by Sholo Travel, Stone from Coffee and Crypto with Stone, myself, Kita, Mr. Zam, Corn, the Corn Project is involved. You have Free World that I mentioned earlier, where this is the first XRPL event, family-friendly event. That you can purchase your ticket in RLUSD or XRP exclusively. So we are cutting out that middleman. And it's extremely exciting. Just like you said in your aspirations with Ticketchain, where they're not going through those middlemen, this is the same exact for this event. So I want to invite everyone, if you haven't heard about it, please be sure that you go check it out. It's on August 7th and 8th. They have, you can either choose from a 4-day, 3-night package or a 4-night, 5-day package, everything included in the price of your ticket, including the conference, the 2 days of conference. And also transportation to and from, all your food, your alcohol, all the events that we're going to be planning. It's all included in your ticket price. And anybody that buys a ticket that also has a project like Ticketchain, like Grid, we are giving free booths. So if you buy a ticket and you're there and you want to talk about your project and you have a booth available for your team, just once you buy your ticket, reach out to me or Kita, and we're going to be doing that. And so I highly encourage all of you guys to do that. If anything, talk about it and spread it out with your communities so that we can get more word out. This is a family-friendly event. There's also going to be a talent show, Chastity.
Amazing.
I said, this is the funniest thing. I was mesmerized when I was watching the drumming last night. And then of course I told you I'm a Duran Duran fan. And I'm like partly in charge of the talent show that's going on. And, Stone, we were having our meeting. That's the other thing, guys. If you're interested in this, you can come to our meetings every Tuesday. We have a meeting. Mr. Zam sends those links out. So if you want to come in and learn and listen, be part of it, let us know. Let Mr. Zam know, and he'll put you on the email list and then send you the Zoom link so you can get in there and learn more. But I said, I told my friend Optimistic Prime, I happened to sing the song Wild Boys by Duran Duran. And I was like, oh my God, can you imagine if I was singing Wild Boys and Neon Pony was drumming behind me? That would be like mind blown. And I woke up, I'm like, oh yeah, such a good idea. And I was like, yeah, you're probably getting ahead of yourself, girl. But I'm telling you what, I would be a mic drop XRP family moment. So fun. But definitely check it out, guys. You guys, you have a large following, and Coin and Chaps, you guys are well-spoken members of the society, and it'd be fantastic if you'd help spread us out. Ripple is in support of this event. So they are going to be supporting us in one way or another. And as I said, Free World, Farhan Dawood from Free World is also like big supporter of it. So
yeah, I think we're gonna, I think Z's been talking about potentially going. We'll definitely have hoping to get a representative from the Grid there. But we're going to be, we're also going to be on, looking to head out to New York at the end of October for Ripple Swell.
Yep.
That event coming up. The Grid's applied to speak out there to do a section
Nice.
on. We're gonna, there are multiple panels. We're looking at one on security, and then coin, and then some of the other community members are looking to do one on memes, community culture. That's more of a panel discussion in that. So
I love it.
yeah, but we'll definitely we'll get together. We'll talk to Z. He was running out of space tonight, so that's why he wasn't able to be with us cross chain space. So, but we'll get together and we'll get somebody out there. Definitely have a representative.
Yeah, we're working on it as well. We I need to double check some. I believe I will be filming that weekend. I know, for my next Beats and Hidden Retreats episode. So it's going to be our biggest production yet, this next episode. And I'm almost certain it's that weekend, but that does not mean somebody from our community also cannot attend. But I'm going to double check. I want to get ahead of myself. There might be some maneuvering, because you said it's how many days? There's 4.
So it's the we're calling it a conference, but it's really a family gathering.
Okay.
So I mean, it's going to just be all fun. We're gonna talk and all of that. But that's on August 7th and 8th. I'm personally going from August 5th through the 10th. And they do also have extra days available that you can purchase. It's based on double occupancy, but they also have prices just for a single person. But I just wanted to put this bug in people's ears that if you are interested, get your seats now, because we only have like 16 left of the master suites, which I don't know. I got a master suite because I wanted my own little plunge pool and little fancy while I'm in Cancun. But yeah, from the 5th through the 10th is the length of time that I'm going to be there. But other people might, they might do it the 6th through the 9th or whatever. So it is flexible. So maybe you could come for part of the time. I don't know.
I as soon as I heard about it, I was like, I'm in, but I just am now figuring out the dates. So I'm like, it's tour season right now, and it's everything's like, I have some big shows coming up as well. So I'm like simultaneously juggling all of these things, which is fine. I'm used to it. Like, it's part of it. It's moving is living, is what I say. So it's all good.
Moving is living, guys. Yeah. I love that. If you do buy tickets, anybody listening, dip, just the code DIP, you're going to save 3%. If you use the Dipito show code. Other people out there have codes as well, but mine is DIP. Ours is DIP. Save 3%. We have got a few minutes left, and I do want to go around and get some final thoughts from you guys. We can start with you, Chastity and Ian, and then go to Chaps and Coin.
Yeah, I just, again, this has been a whirlwind opportunity for us to really do something impactful in the community. And we are completely committed in doing that. And it seems like this thing just kind of like broke open, overnight. But really, as I mentioned before earlier in our talk, is that this has been something that has been, in fact, brewing for quite some time, and something that was going to happen regardless. And now we have the momentum and the ability and the community, all of these incredible builders and humans, a part of our absolute best community, the XRP community, to ensure our success, and for us to also ensure the successes of others, and utilizing our platform in order to share their incredible commitment to building this community as well, with their inventions and the tech that they're building. So I'm humbled, we're humbled, and we're just so blessed to have such incredible humans that we get to learn and grow from. And again, I think we're going to just do everything imaginable to ensure success in this. So just thank you for having us. We appreciate you so much. I'm sure Ian might want to add to that.
Yeah, I would just say, thank you, Melissa and Simon, Dipito, creating the space. I think things like this really help to drive conversation. I think a lot of people will, get an educational, element of it too. But I think it's really just, like creating the space for it and having these types of conversations helps to drive the community. I'm really happy to see, the Grid crew on here. Obviously the Kwok brothers, created a space for us to go out there and go compete. And the great thing about that competition was you got to see 30 different teams approach the ledger from 30 different ways about how they want to use it. So it's really cool to see how people are trying to test this and trying to operate and their angle to driving business, on this platform. But on the back end of that, I feel like I gained a lot of brothers and sisters through the whole competitive space and everything that will always be connected, just from that moment moving forward. So it's great to see you guys again. And it's all thanks for me.
I love it. And a little known fact, shout out to Brad and Danielle Kimes, who actually, I believe, were the ones that put up that $100,000. They did it. They were the ones. Lots of people thought it was the Kwok brothers that put up that money, but Danielle Kimes, Miss Danielle Kimes is the check signer on that one. So we are so appreciative of both of them and the efforts that they put in and having this be part of the XRP Las Vegas conference for 2 years in a row. Can't wait to see what happens next year. I'll be there filming it again, and hopefully I'll have a better camera next year. But you guys did fantastic, and we're thankful that you came.
Thank you so much.
Let's go, Chips.
Yeah. Final thoughts. Thank you and Simon for having us on here. Ever since the Shark Tank, we've been just on just driving. Everything seems now to just doors are opening. We're pushing harder. We're collabing with more communities. We're going, cross chain now. We're doing things. I mean, we're just really, really grinding, and it's great, right? And again, shout out to the family that put it on and put up the money, right? And then the one last thing I wanted to leave on was that Phil Kwok had left and said to me, the one thing that him and his brother running all these competitions is he said you'd be surprised at how many people don't reach back out to us and tell us how they've progressed after winning some of these competitions and stuff like that. So he's like, we have the network, we can help, we can push, tag us, let us know how things are going, etc. So real class act guys, man. I can't say anything bad about those two, and they're funny as heck on the timeline too. Dom is
they are hilarious.
Yeah.
Good, brother. I love to see brothers working together too. I have 2 boys, and I said to him when I met him, I said, "Your mom must be so proud of you guys, so proud." So I love it. Coin. Final thoughts, my friend.
Thank you for having us, and expose some of the things that we're doing and connecting us with Neon Pony. And I miss your name.
Ian.
Yeah. And to add something real quick to what Simon was saying earlier about the builders and the torch and old builders, new builders, there's something that I've been realizing for the past few months, especially after Vegas, where the old guard, as we call it on the trenches, used to build for self-gain. And now every builder that I'm seeing on the ledger right now is not building for self-gain, it's building for self-fulfillment. And what that means is they're building for the people, and when that happens, you get the fulfillment of building for the people. And there's also gain involved all the time, of course, when you're doing making products. But self-fulfillment creates legacy, and we're all here together for a reason right now. And it's it looks like, oh, we're at the right time, at the right place, but there's a reason for that, and we're laying the foundation for the future of finance on the retail level, because we have the institutions, they're going to take care of that level, but we are the ones who need to take care of the users directly, engaging with the ecosystem.
Exactly. Yes, exactly.
I love it. I want to thank all of you for coming on the Dipito Faces of Crypto. It's an honor to have you. Congratulations again on your win. just fantastic job. We do have an after dark space on X. If you're available, it'd be fantastic if you came in. It starts at 10:10. It's on X. I posted the link in the chat for everybody that's watching. There's 122 watching this evening. Please like, share, and subscribe to the Dip a Toe Show. And with that, thank you again. We will see you next week. Have a good rest of your evening. Thanks, guys.
Welcome and hello. Let's chat about the things that we'd like to know. With Simon and Melissa, you feel right at home. Talking crypto, maybe you should just dip your toes. You laugh and you love where the community grows. On the Dip a Toe Show.